What's up guys, in this video we are going to take a deeper look at lockers and closets in Phasmophobia and why ghosts can still kill you in them. You will not only see what causes locker deaths, you will also learn how to prevent them. I already showed that the ghosts cannot really hear you. I'm gonna link that video in the top right corner. So if it's not the voice that is triggering them, I wanted to know why the ghosts act weirdly when they come close to a locker. You may have already seen this footage here of this Tanglewood Revenant that I've showed in one of my other videos. I'm showing this footage again because it will be our most important evidence for this video. The Revenant is a very slow ghost when wandering, but he can speed up to twice the speed of all other ghosts when he acquires line of sight of a player. But why is this so relevant with the footage that you see here and with lockers? The answer to that is relatively simple. When you take a closer look to this footage here when he's going around the car, he's accelerating and decelerating multiple times. So this simply means he's able to acquire line of sight multiple times when going around the car, even though the player is hiding in a locker with the door closed. But why does he not straight up kill the player and loses line of sight multiple times? To get a clear picture of this, I tested sitting in lockers and closets for over 100 hunts. First off, we know from the game code that the ghosts are checking for line of sight of the head of the player. Since the lockers have massive clipping issues, I wanted to test if it's really relevant if your head is sticking out of the locker. So let's take the Tanglewood lockers again and see what happens with max clipping. So the first time around the ghost wandered to its waypoint normally and then picked the waypoint outside of the garage. The second time around the ghost wandered to its waypoint and then picked the waypoint inside of the garage, enabling him to acquire line of sight of me and as a result of it, kill me. Let's try this again with another ghost, but this time just standing normally in the locker. So standing in the locker pretty much yielded the same result as if my head was sticking out of the locker. This was also confirmed in my subsequent tries of this. So what about sitting in a locker? I had to tease Granny a little bit so that she stayed in the garage, but she finally showed me that sitting in a locker is also not safe. So if even sitting doesn't seem to be safe, what else can we do? Well, we can try more clipping, but this time the other way around. So I will just lean backwards into the wall and see if it can still see me. So Granny struggled a little bit, but she found line of sight a few times. And during all my testing I wasn't able to get killed like this. So I think in this locker your best option is to lean backwards. You have to be careful though, if you do this before the hunt starts and you're the only player left, there may be no hunt at all. The game seems to think that you are outside of the house, so it doesn't even initiate a hunt. I even got kicked out of the server after 20 minutes of waiting for a hunt. So after looking at lockers, let's take a deeper look at closets. So for closets I tested the same thing again, hiding in all corners, clipping through the door, clipping into the wall and see how the ghosts react. So here is some of the footage of these tests. Before we go over the deadliest positions in a closet, I quickly want to talk about one of these clips that you've just seen. And that is this one here. The ghost acquired line of sight multiple times, but he seemed kinda confused because he lost line of sight right after he gained it. But how can he lose line of sight right after he gained it? After seeing this happening multiple times now, I think it's pretty clear on how this works. Lockers and closets seem to have holes like a Swiss cheese. These holes allow the ghost to target the player, but they need to be catched at an angle. And it seems like these angles go into various different directions, even through walls. You could think of this like a light ray that the ghost needs to be able to catch. And these light rays go into various different directions. The ghost also seems to attack this light ray at an angle, so he overshoots it and loses line of sight. As soon as he lost it, he needs to pick the next random waypoint to wander to. Now if the waypoint is in the direction of the light ray that he overshot, he can acquire line of sight again. The own attack angle might be more precise the second time around, so he can hone in on its target. You can beautifully see this with Granny here. Her angle of attack gets more narrow every time she catches the light ray until she kills me. So now that we know how the ghosts can kill us in lockers and closets, let's see what the best way is to survive in a closet. For that I'm picking the worst closet in the game, and that's in the Ridgeview Roadhouse, the first closet upstairs. Here is some footage of the ghosts reacting to various positions in that closet. So in all my tests, crouching in the center of the closet, leaning into the wall, was the best way to not get killed. I would highly recommend you though to not use corridor closets, especially the one in Ridgeview. This is especially bad when the ghost hogs the wall while passing the closet. If he catches line of sight of you while hogging the wall, he only needs a slight turn to get through the door and kill you. So the safest way to hide is to pick one of the closets in the bedrooms. Thank you guys for watching, and we see us in the next one. Oh, all these patrons! Thank you so much guys for your support. Mwah. Big schmouts.